Quack.
You can have it.
Quack, quack.
What am I going to deport coyotes? Welcome to 4th and 10 right here. Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, wherever you're listening. Hopefully
We're
you're
going to turn
not
your
listening.
mic off.
He's just going to pick up over here like he did last night.
Sir, please.
Welcome.
My name is Nathan Oates. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Nathan Oates Comedy, or NathanOatesComedy.com. Thank you so much for being here on YouTube. We're here every Wednesday morning, sometimes on Tuesdays, just to keep you on your toes. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, that means you are technically already entered to win $1,000. Because once we hit 1,000 subscribers,
Bow wow.
we're giving away $1,000.
But you need to invite 5 friends.
Hey,
Five
Yeah.
friends.
just
Ask them to hit the
just
subscribe button. And if
Yeah.
you're not subscribed, because 50% of you are not,
That's
subscribe.
a lot.
Honestly, you can subscribe and then mute us.
You can do whatever you want.
No, don't do that. That hurts the algorithm. Don't. He actually has
you could-
no
you could, like,
idea.
you-
No,
yeah.
shush.
Put the video up.
No, stop. It's too
And then
late.
just kinda mute
Dan's
us.
got this now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
You drive the bus,
Yeah.
and I'll sit in the back.
Yeah.
David Purdue's with us.
What's up? Listen, you're bad at selling. Fresh off of Nathan Owens' special recording, I'm David Perdue. Happy to be here. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at doordie, at DUEORDIE. Bow wow. It's a free 1,000. Subscribe,
Yeah.
please.
Damon's somewhere on the high seas, but we got Dan.
Where are the low seas?
Or the low seas.
No, where are the low
Or the
seas?
calm
Where are
seas?
the low seas?
Anybody know
The low seas are south, right?
Nope. I'm not gonna
'Cause they're
disrespect-
lower.
I'm not gonna disparage the South.
They're
America.
lower on the globe.
I was this year's old when, for the first time, I never thought that there was an opposite to the high seas.
I don't know if there is. I just hear people say high seas.
I mean, there has to be, right?
There doesn't have to be.
If there are high seas,
There's not an East
then there
Virginia.
has to be low seas.
There's not an East Virginia.
Hi, I'm Dan Duncan. Your local cold plunging hot take.
You're cold
Coffee
You're
drinking.
cold plungeless right now, though.
I know I didn't cold plunge this
So
morning,
we're all in
and
trouble.
I feel 5 degrees off.
Yeah, he showed his nipple in pre-show.
Did happen.
Wait, this is why I
So-
be late. People are like, what they be late? Pre-show.
'Cause
I miss
trying
all
to
that
miss
stuff.
nipples.
I be trying to miss nipples.
I don't think there's any low seas.
Okay, see? Just threw it out there. It was a question.
Okay.
No, it makes a lot of sense. So there's just seas and high seas.
Seas and high seas.
And which high sea, one of my favorite drinks.
That
of all
checks
time.
out. Because you are 5 years old in your soul.
Look, there's nobody in here that's turning down a glass of ice cold high sea right now.
What flavor?
Oh, I'm
mean-
turning it down.
I mean, orange
high
is the
sea's
classic one.
disgusting.
When's the last time you
Give me
had
some
it?
Fanta.
Bro, I had
That's
one.
a little different
I
story.
had
The thing
one.
is, though, if you gave me a glass of Ecto Cooler,
What?
What?
that was the green one that they had in the 90s.
Oh,
That was
I
a
remember that.
Ghostbuster.
I remember that.
Beautiful.
Nope.
Just, mwah.
Give me a Fruitopia. Trying to bring
Did
that
you ever
back.
drink Surge?
Boy, did we.
Yes.
Yeah, and
and
they
Volt.
And they were right to pull that from us.
Or Volt.
Yeah. Wildin'. Look at that stuff.
Wait,
glowing.
what?
Yeah, we was wildin'. Yo, everything in the 90s is probably
Are
killing us now.
you serious? You drank that?
Yeah,
you
we
put
all
that
did.
in your body?
I'll be honest, that's not the only thing that color that I've
this
drank.
for $500.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was a different time, man. If it wasn't glowing in the dark, we didn't consume
What is
it.
Ecto Cooler?
I think
Is that like a line from...
It's
this
some
just
sort. Yeah, it's
says
the ghost.
contains.
Bro, that's honestly
What is
green food
citrus
color.
citrus drink contains 50% fruit juice. So yeah, it's just food coloring.
Yeah,
food
it's
color.
delicious.
Yeah.
Y'all remember purple ketchup?
I was about to say purple ketchup. I remember that.
No?
Purple and green ketchup.
Y'all remember this?
I couldn't get over that.
Oh yeah, purple
Boom,
green
baby.
ketchup.
I definitely had
It was
it.
really weird.
What if you had ketchup but it was purple?
Nope.
Hey,
Dan, I thought you were into marketing.
yeah.
Is that not a marketing?
That is a desperation move.
Hey,
Yeah.
I had it at lunch, probably 4th, 5th grade. I don't know what it was, somewhere around there. And I
It
was
tasted
like,
different.
Yeah, they was like, no, it tastes the same. Like,
No.
nah.
I put it on a hot dog one time, and it was terrifying.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
It's a risk.
You eat with your eyes before you taste the food.
I remember I had a babysitter when I was probably like 4 or 5, and we read green eggs and ham. And the next day, she pulled out with some green eggs and ham, and I looked at that lady like, "You better get this green eggs off my plate."
Is that
Ain't nobody playing with
I
you,
will not
man.
I'm
eat
about to
them.
call child services.
Yo, I'm not. I'm calling my
gonna put
mom
the
right
foster.
now.
That's the thing. You get to an age where like there's certain colors of food that just aren't fun anymore.
Yo, my eggs green right now.
Yeah. You know what is fun? Presidential debates.
All right, before we get into this, I did a bad job as a producer. We got a good amount of viewers this morning.
let's-
Oh!
So Justin Taylor said top of the morning. Artchild16 said thought the high seas referred to the tide. You're smarter than us. And Scam Boogie says that Surge drink was crazy.
Hey,
It definitely
all
makes
three
you
of you who are here every week, thank you.
Thank you.
First of all,
Yeah.
Scam Boogie, you're not raggedy.
Next week, bring a friend.
Yeah.
Invite a friend into this.
And if you're
this
listening,
moment.
if you're listening in the future, you comment. As long as the riffs aren't too hot, I read them. If the riffs
true.
are hot, I'm waiting.
Well, and tell us where you're from. Tell where are you
and-
listening from right now?
Jeremy Penstill says, "Good morning, everyone." So we
morning.
got
Look at that.
an active chat today.
J-Man's in the
Also,
building.
so polite.
Yeah.
Just jumping in, saying good morning. We really appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's going to be a good morning for you, Nate. Let's talk presidential politics.
Nate's so bad about this topic.
I'm so bad about this topic because I just let's just have the election tomorrow. I was after I watched the entire debate because I was like, let me be a good.
Well, I said we have to talk about it this
yeah,
morning.
so I was like, let me watch the entire. So I watched
Did
the
you
entire
watch it?
debate.
I watched enough.
which was 5. David,
I
that was 5 minutes.
I saw the parts of it that I needed to
When
see.
she had to go all the way over to him to shake his hand.
I didn't see that.
That was
That-
the opener.
Yeah, that was her big, which I was like, brilliant.
Yeah.
But the thing was that made me mad was afterwards, I'm like flipping around because I'm like, let me get 2 or 3 channels reactions. And one of the channels was like, now we go live to undecided voters. And I was like, they might be the dumbest people on the planet.
Or the smartest.
Or the smartest.
Or the smartest.
I'm undecided right now.
Because-
I'm in that category.
You're
I'm undecided.
after everything?
Yeah,
Look,
I am. I own a. I'm not. We are gonna have fun and talk.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna compare
Dan's
these
setting
candidates.
this up.
He is setting us up.
But
But
there are some financial implications that if she were to get what she would like to do,
okay.
it would. This podcast probably ceases to exist because of the cash-strapped reality of my life.
Yeah.
So
Or-
there's a lot. Look, from a moral high ground, she owns it. She's on a Everest compared to the other candidate.
felon.
But from a pure like financial thing, and we're gonna end this right.
We're gonna end
now.
yeah.
But if you want to know why,
I would want to end it too if I was like, who knows?
But you said people are undecided or stupid, and I am currently undecided.
Yeah.
I'm undecided about whether I'm going to vote for either of them. I'm
got it.
undecided if I'm going to vote for for the presidential race at all.
See, I don't think that's like, all right, so I was raised in a house that was like, not voting is a vote for whoever wins.
How do you know?
Right. No.
Yeah.
If you're undecided, don't vote. If you're like, I'm leaning one, just don't vote. I'm fine with people not voting. It does not bother me. Australia fines you for not voting.
Really?
Yeah, which
Oh.
they're like $50 if you don't vote. And people will just pay it. They'll just be like, that's fine.
I think the simplest way to say it is
Respect.
there's things on both sides that I just like fundamentally can't get over,
Okay.
and that leaves me with nothing.
Scam Boogie said that Dan has rich N-word problems. Here's the thing. I really wanted to read it because last week Dan was saying he was hoping he was black, so it's as close as you're going to get. And also, I'm not going to say that.
He gave us the best laugh of the day
Yeah.
already. Shout out, Scam. You never
From the
raggedy.
chat.
I'm not-
From the chat.
Scam Boogie can say it.
Look, NFL
That's my-
week 1.
that's my guy.
Let's jump right into
No.
it.
Before we do that, let's do the fun part of this.
Yeah, what's
If you were gonna put,
Oh,
if you were gonna make each of these candidates an NFL team,
An NFL team. Each candidate is an NFL team. All right, we'll start with the ones that I like. Kamala Harris is the Falcons.
don't do that to her.
what,
Hold
she
on.
has no quarterback.
Well, in the sense of
Don't
like,
do that to her.
we saw 1 week with the old white dude, and we were all just like, all right, so who's the backup? Like immediately.
Wow.
We
Got
all
four
we
votes.
all had we didn't have I wouldn't say we had hope, but we were like, look, if this is our guy, we gotta go with our guy. And then he had a terrible performance, and now we're all just like, who's the younger person?
You literally
that's the
said
backup?
he's gonna be great because they have the best offensive line in the NFL.
They do.
That was
do.
literally a clip.
They have an
from last
incredible
week.
running game, and
We're in trouble, but
I think he's hurt.
I'm not putting down on the Falcons.
He's hurt.
I'm
and
not putting on Vice President Harris, I should say.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, who's the exciting backup that we can put
So
in
I would
to
put-
revitalize?
I would put. I hear that point. I think she's such a long shot, in the sense of where she started and where she's gone to, I'd say she's the 49ers. You should win, and you
She's
should
Mr. Irrelevant.
Like I'm saying, like
She
we're
was
talking
4
about-
years ago.
We're talking about a black woman in this country who became, like these. We've never had one. In the sense, we've never had a Mr. Irrelevant do anything. We've never had a black woman get this far in any of these races. And you should win.
Yeah.
You should win.
The
You know,
easier one
just-
for me is Donald Trump is the Cleveland Browns.
Go on.
Boring.
He's Deshaun Watson specifically.
Specifically, just boring, past his prime, and a sex criminal.
I hate that for Chubb.
Yeah, right. There are people.
Free Chubb.
There are people there that you want to say, "What are you still doing?" Aligning, like, get out,
Get out.
get out. You
Get
like,
staph infection there.
yeah, you have promise. Stop attaching your name to Watson.
Cleveland is that's a good comp.
Yeah,
Trying to think of another. What's the worst team? They're like whenever year the Lions didn't win a game. That's what Trump is.
They were the 0-16.
0-16 Lions. I went specific year. The 0-16 Lions. There are people rooting for them, but you
Yeah.
feel bad for those people.
You feel bad.
That's like they keep showing up.
Yeah.
They're like, this is our team.
Also-
We want them to win. Like, hey man, this is not a winner. Stop rooting for this. This is bad.
Also, if they do win, what does that say about the NFL?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, this is not a winner here. Like, I get it. This is your team.
Yeah.
This is who you're supposed to root for. But, man, put that paper bag on your head right now.
Oh, jeez.
That's who you are. Anybody, like, and my thing is this. I get the politics side. Like, at some point, you got to go, hey, man, this ship's sinking. And let me get up out of here. Tax cuts me. Like, I can't go down with this ship. This stink don't get off.
Yeah.
The stink don't get off. Listen, you can hide behind. The stink will not get off. What this man just said.
I don't know.
I
I'm making
divide.
sure that part.
I know, and that's. Let me say this. You're right. Fair enough. If you are a person of color, that stink do not come off. If you white, you don't even have to worry about the stink because you're like you smell nothing. But if you're a person of color,
To smell.
that stink don't come off. It don't come off. We will find you. We will remember you, and we will remember your children. Don't do it.
Jeez.
And that's just
fair.
that's just a day.
I was trying to think of anybody to compare to J.D. Vance, but I don't know a single NFL quarterback that would have sex with a couch.
Deshaun Watson.
So Deshaun, we're just gonna keep putting things on. Like
Boy, the times have
Man.
changed. Yeah,
Deshaun, Gainesville's own.
that was your boy.
That was.
That's your boy.
I remember why.
That's how you know when black people be disrespecting somebody. Ain't that your boy? Ain't that your boy?
I saw his first game at Gainesville because that's when I was working for that radio station.
Yeah.
And I remember this was like, oh, this is gonna be the greatest athlete to come out of Hall County.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking like, well, if
It is the greatest
still
athlete to come
is.
out of Hall County.
I mean, Phil Necro lived there for a little bit.
Not even close.
Not come out of, but yeah. Nice try.
But it was. I remember thinking, this. Watching him play, I was like, this is one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen. And now looking back, Barstool is like, is he a good person? If Barstool is questioning you morale wise, you're in so
Barstool
much
be
trouble.
pick and choosing, don't they?
They do.
I'm like, oh, now you trying to see?
Yeah.
Look at all your bedfellows, if you will. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what you.
There's
did
a lot of
there.
dudes that let's not talk about what Deshaun Watson really does.
Yeah.
You know, let's not.
Oh, please.
I don't know if we need to get on our
Come
high
on,
horse
mi-
about Deshaun Watson.
Okay. I'm not going to defend Deshaun Watson, but we're not going to shoot shots that we have no context or bearing. Do you have facts?
About Deshaun?
No. We have facts. About Barstool.
Yeah, you can find articles about the way
Okay.
they've talked about women.
You can find articles about people eating cats, too, and those are fake, too.
No, you can hear clips
We have got
about
to-
the way they
we
talk
have
about
got
Dan,
women.
you got a cold plunge.
No, I don't. I just have to provide I have to provide like the counter to this because
This is true.
there is another side to this entire conversation in this entire world.
Do we need the other side that
Yes,
Barstool has been
absolutely.
misogynistic in the past?
I don't know
No,
about that.
no,
I'm
you're
talking about
alluding
cats.
to sexual crimes, not misogyny. They're very different things. They are, Nate. They are very different things.
They are, but Barstool has literally
Hey.
been okay.
I'm not
with,
suggesting that they're like
No,
cool.
but-
This is reminding me of my favorite Caleb Simon bit.
Which one?
Do you remember the one? He says Democrats will be like, you can't have sex with a kid. And Republican goes, hey, what's a kid?
What's a kid?
That's one of my favorite bits.
It's a very good bit.
I think Democrats have a tough time defining life as well at this point in time.
I think everybody has a tough time defining everything, and I think I'm.
I
Very,
think that's
I think
fair.
I'm very brave for saying that, and I'm
outta
very
here,
smart
man.
for saying that.
Hey, get out of here.
Okay, my football players
Yes.
are Kamala Harris is Russell Wilson because she's a little awkward, but everyone's like, I think we have to choose her because she's our person, and I really hope she does good. But as soon as she does bad, they're like, yeah, she was awkward and like not super cool the whole time, but she will find a running mate that makes her better, i.e. Sierra. And then
Current Russell?
huh?
She's current Russell?
She's current Russell.
I'm only asking because
Yeah,
I threw out different timelines.
One
I was
year
trying to
deal.
make sure.
One year deal. Pittsburgh.
I think that, and
gotta
there's
make it
probably
now.
a Justin Fields in the wings that people are like, man, maybe.
Okay.
She could be. This other person would be a better anti-Trump person.
Got you. Okay.
And then I think that Donald Trump is for sure Aaron Rodgers. Like, just says the most asinine things that come into his head, and you're just like, I think if you just kept your mouth shut, you'd have a better shot.
Can I take a moment to shout out Trump in a way that I didn't think I was going to have?
wow.
I did not see that sentence coming.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, as from one BSer, I'm watching it when my man said, I have a concept of a plan. I was like, I've done that before. I did that freshman year in college a lot. They're like, oh, what you plan to write about? I have an idea of a plan that I'm going to write about something, and then I would go and write the paper last minute because I did not have a real idea.
Yeah.
So I connected with him. People say you can't reach across the aisle.
Well done.
Look at me. I just
I'm
did it.
proud of you.
I saw a similarity, and I acknowledged it.
I'm
There we
proud
go.
of you.
He be BSing, man. He be out here just making stuff up.
Nate, what is one thing you have in common with Trump?
What's one thing I have in common in Trump?
That's not being white. Nope.
Okay, man.
Can't have that one.
We both have dead grandparents.
I knew we couldn't do it.
There we go.
I knew that you're just like the philosophical way that you just like.
We both have small hands. We both have kind of chunky hands.
All right.
We're both insecure about our amount of intelligence. Neither of us like to get talked down to, even though we both deserve it.
See, it's not that hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we have in common.
You can reach across differences, people.
We can
Don't
reach-
let
we
this
can reach
podcast
across
is leading the
differences.
way.
Yeah, we both dislike America for different reasons.
Keep going.
So there's that. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else.
You don't want too much, but
I don't want too much, but I am trying to find. We both dislike JD Vance a lot, and we're both constantly embarrassed that he opens his mouth. I would say that's one thing Trump and I haven't. I think Trump and I could break the ice by going, JD's an idiot, right? And I think that would be like he'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, there's no cameras on, right? I can finally talk about it. What are we doing with that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, go write another dumb book about how much you hate where you came from, JD. Do we have anything
spicy.
else? I cannot
Ooh,
stand.
he has a JD Vance take it.
I can't stand people that like get out and then hate where they came from.
Oh.
In the sense of like his entire book was just like, look how great I am and look how terrible everybody is.
That's
grew
your
up
take on
around me.
America, though.
No,
It is. You absolutely see yourself as a superior to like the culture of the country you grew up in.
not at all. I'm disappointed in some of the choices that my culture has made. That's very frustrating. But there's still really good people who raised me and who I grew up around.
Is America the greatest country in the world?
No.
It absolutely is.
I don't. But I think that's apples to oranges in so many things. Yeah.
For
David, weigh in.
for the mass majority of the population.
It tells itself that, and it should, because it does do some great things. The worst thing that it does is act like it don't stink.
No. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's not infallible. It's not perfect.
But you tell enough people
But
that
it is by far the greatest of broken things. It is potentially the least broken thing.
I mean,
It's like you're.
I ain't never seen it fixed.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this: where is better?
I don't know. I'm kind of stuck here.
I mean, look.
You're not stuck here.
there's countries that like I don't know exactly how they do it, but there's happiness rankings.
Sure, in the Netherlands,
Yeah.
which you would have similar qualms about racial equity in the Netherlands as you do here, which is the basis of your frustration.
Oh, I have a lot more frustration than just
Which is what?
how we have that we have people going into medical debt because they have a baby. There's stuff like that. Like there's a lot that I don't like, that we have chosen guns over kids, and we're the only country in the world that has done that. Like there's a lot of stuff where like I hear people from other countries.
Oh no, keep going. I was about to get my Kamala Harris on. Just watch you go.
I do think it's apples to oranges. Of course, there's no perfect country. There's never going to be a perfect country. But to act like we're doing anything better than anybody else when it comes to our peers, I think that's dumb.
Yeah, I think you have to define what makes the best country. So what's the criteria? I think is a fair question. Like measuring happiness and satisfaction and like those types of things, I think is interesting. But you are typically talking about like Nordic countries that like take 6 months off and the government subsidizes that and are generally living like there's less freedom, less entrepreneurship, less innovation. So you're not starting a business there.
No, but
you're not like becoming a renowned comic there. Like you're not chasing your dreams. You are doing a job, you're doing a trade, and you are generally, for the most part, just content in that.
Yeah, if that's what people want.
Is that what you want?
No.
Okay. So is the greatest or not the greatest?
It's not. But
Okay.
also, it's not about what I want. Like,
Why does it have to be the greatest?
Oh, I just the way that generally in these types of conversations that I hear, like, look, what I'm hoping this happens is like we are mirroring a conversation that is
Absolutely.
more than likely not happening in the world.
That's
so
why
let's
we're
have
here.
let's have it
For
here
sure.
and let's do it here versus the one-sided conversation that happens everywhere where it's like, look at how smart we are. This country sucks, or this country is perfect. And if you don't think so, you can get out. Like, those are the two
Those are
like
crazy.
echo chambers that
sure.
exist. And what I wasn't going to do is sit here and like allow for the left-leaning version of that to happen this morning. Like, that's just not going to happen.
I think New Zealand's better than us.
New Zealand?
New Zealand's
Zealand.
prettier than
Like,
America.
I think it's prettier. I think their accents are really fun. There's a lot of great comedians there that I've been watching on TikTok and stuff. So you can be a comedian. They have a Taskmaster. They have a version of that, which is great.
Okay.
I like the way they say their vowels.
They're ready to they're the country that can like live on its own without any
No exports,
and
imports.
stuff. But they also know that, so that's why it's really hard to
Get in.
to be there for longer than 3 months.
Yeah, they be like, why?
You're like, how long are you here? No, you gotta go.
No,
You gotta get up out of here. You film your little movie and you get on.
All right,
Yeah.
let's talk sports. We did that for 30 minutes.
Y'all want to do? Well, let's do overreactions to the NFL Week 1.
I love you guys.
Of
Love you
course.
guys.
This is like that's why this works.
Real quick, Art Child, this is from a little bit ago. Art Child
about to be
16
good.
said that both sides' argument always gets a strong side eye from them, and that Kamala is not the Falcons. She dominated the debate. The Falcons lost the
She
season
did win the
opener.
debate, just
Take
Right,
it,
but
take
also
it back.
the Falcons have won plenty of.
Stop.
They've won NFC
Just
championships
pause.
before.
Just pause on them.
Yeah, this is just a comment from
But
from
blew
a
the lead
listener.
at the end of the Super Bowl. So maybe you don't want this metaphor to.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying that I want it to happen. I'm saying what I feel.
That's
You
why I
wasted,
said take it
you
back.
wasted your Falcons 7 minutes last week.
did.
Let's move on.
That's a fact.
That's fair.
That's fair.
All right,
The Falcon
NFL
anger from last week looks really funny this week.
NFL Week 1. It's more. There's more to it. I think a lot of people were talking about how poor the quarterback play was. It was one of the worst quarterback weeks in NFL
I
history.
wonder why.
I don't think anybody threw for over 200 yards.
Baker Mayfield played well.
Sure did.
Baker Mayfield.
He sure did.
Look,
Can we talk about
he
someone
sure
who
did.
did
Look.
and that you also hate?
Oh, I cannot. Here's the thing. I cannot stand Baker Mayfield
loved-
as a player, as a personality.
I love Baker Mayfield.
Anything but
Oh.
Uh-oh.
if him playing well makes people go, Deshaun Watson sucks, man, go off, Baker. All right? I hope you lose.
Why do you hate Deshaun Watson so much? Is it literally the sexual scandal that's
It's-
leaking into your
It's
I don't
that-
want him to win at life because of that? Which I I think it's a fair take.
I think it's that. I think it's the way the NFL has treated the entire thing. I think it's the way the Falcons went after him so
You should hate the Falcons a little more,
shamelessly.
then.
I do hate the Falcons for that.
You don't hate them enough then for me.
So shamelessly going after it. There's a lot
They
of
are
stuff.
complicit in this.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Oh, they 100% are.
Yeah.
And also they cheated to get a very old, very immobile quarterback. So the Falcons, you've hurt me a lot in the past few years. It's amazing that I purchase any of this stuff.
Do you stand by your take that you think that they could win a Super Bowl this year? Like legitimately, like
Yes.
any shot.
Oh.
Yeah, 100%.
Let me be clear, too.
but my
Anytime
first-
that happens, I want to make sure people know I did not say the Falcons could win the Super Bowl.
The Falcons are going to win
I
the
did
Super
not
Bowl.
say that.
But my first overreaction is bench Cousins today.
I don't think that's overreaction. This man was one of the most, I think, took the most steps under center for the longest time.
Yeah.
And we have him in a pistol the whole game. That foot ain't right.
And that's the thing.
Like,
I
that foot
don't-
is not right.
He's
and
not
that's
healthy.
a money move to be like, if this Penix comes in and he goes off this first couple
Then
games,
we've wasted $40 million.
And I'm saying, who cares? I know it's not my money out the bank. I understand that, but winning pays too.
Yeah.
And if you
Puts people
it
in
puts
the
people in there.
stands.
And if you saw the game, I hate to make this Falcons Center, but if you saw the game, hey man, it was a lot of terrible towels in there. It was so many terrible
There's a
towels
lot.
in there.
But that's what happens when you put an unwatchable product on a field for 4 years.
Or
Is that people don't want to spend money to pursue what you're doing. Like, I'll be sad at home for free. Why am I going out of my way to watch a terrible team?
you need the sports game.
Watching live football, there is nothing. People that say like not watching, like I'd rather sit at home. There's nothing like being in the stadium.
Ooh, I just had this conversation. I think football is the least watchable live sport for me.
Oh, really?
I think especially
And I
the
will say
NFL.
that because I've probably never had good seats. Let me say that. I've never had good seats.
See, when I watch football, as someone who grew up playing the sport,
Yeah.
getting to watch plays develop and see what's about to happen. In TV, you can't see where they're gonna go with the ball.
That's true.
You can't see the route schemes. You can't see the blocking. But when you're live, you can see all of this, and you're like, oh, he's gonna go there.
See, I was so far away every time I couldn't see it even. I was like, what are they doing down there? I think they playing. Oh, no, that's Neo at halftime. Like, I had no. That's how far away every time I've been to a Falcons game.
Okay, so
I've been that far
Penix is the starter week 2. What other overreactions do you have?
Man, other overreactions.
Aaron Rodgers needs to retire.
Is that your
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh no, that team. I think. Let me just say. Let me put up
No,
a little
everything.
bit of sense.
The Jets ruined what's his name's life when he came in last year. When
the dude out of BYU?
Achilles.
Oh,
The BYU quarterback that
Zach
married
Wilson?
his mom or whatever.
Yeah.
Friend's mom.
Whatever. Same difference.
I mean, Mormon. You never know what they're doing.
Okay, point being, like, the Jets ruined this. Like, he came in and they were like, you're terrible.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers did not look that much better than Zach Wilson did
No.
last year.
So I'll just say this: I think every quarterback, for the most part, is gonna suck, and I think it's because very few of them played a lot. Like people play way less preseason than they've ever had.
Yes.
Like Cousins is very close. He didn't take one snap in preseason. It's like, oh, he's got to take some time. What is preseason for? You know what I mean? Like give yourself some time because if he'd have played in preseason,
Jordan Love didn't look good.
Jordan Love got hurt too. You know, like so. Anyway, I just think it's one of those things where it's like almost like when you watch a new series and you're like, all right, let's give it a couple episodes because like maybe it didn't start off as strong.
I couldn't stay up for the 49ers. I mean, I know the 49ers won, but like, did Brock Purdy play well?
Yeah. Everybody in San Francisco played well.
Yeah, nah,
The
they
rookie
look
running
good.
back was fantastic.
Yeah, they look good.
Like
They look good.
They did not, because the Jets have a very good defense.
Yeah.
And San Francisco had no issues with them. Like they did not look like they missed McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And that's I thought that's where they would hurt.
Yeah.
Everyone texted me and asked me, my overreaction was that the Cowboys are now good, and I just need everyone to understand that the Browns are just that bad. That the Cowboys, I still put the Cowboys between 5 and 8 wins.
Ooh.
Dak Prescott, people were like, oh yeah, he did have a good first half, but what you got in the second half versus adjustments and what they kind of put scheme wise
So that's the real
on
Dak.
that's what you're gonna get the rest of the year, and they couldn't make a first down.
Yeah.
He couldn't put a ball on CeeDee Lamb coming across the middle. He looked uncomfortable. Dak Prescott sucks, and I'm so mad the Cowboys paid him this week. 4 years. I have to put up with this for 4 more years.
You do. But think about what else.
I'm back on the Falcons. I want Penix in.
The other overreaction I had is the Bengals are missing the playoffs.
Oh, you think so?
I think they're missing the playoffs.
I think Burrow's not ready.
I think they're the third worst team in that division.
That division is. I thought it was gonna be a tough division. Now it's like it's gonna be a tough to watch division.
I think it's Ravens and Steelers, and I think the Steelers are going to ride their defense into a wild card position.
Yeah,
I don't think the Bengals are making the playoffs.
I can see that. I for sure can see that.
You think the Chiefs fall off? We kind of predicted that they could be one of the teams that.
Nope.
I mean, in the sense of like fall off means not winning a Super Bowl.
Do you think they make the AFC Championship?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to see the matchup first, but I can see them getting beat in the playoffs this year.
That man Mahomes is blessed.
Oh, he's incredible.
Like no, I'm not talking about just like his talent. That catch that Lamar Jackson at week 1, at the end zone that was ruled out of bounds.
It was out of bounds.
No, absolutely,
it was out of bounds.
Absolutely,
it was a
for
toe.
sure. What I'm not disputing that at all.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that's one of those. Remember, like Tom Brady would win, like he did it again. Like you know what I mean? We're just like, all right, Jesus loves you. We get it. We get it. You're blessed by the God. You're lucky. You wear the whatever you want to call it. It always happens good for you.
Yeah.
It always happens good for you. Yeah. So.
Are we ready for T Swift? Like, are we season 3 now? T Swift on the Chiefs, or is it season 2?
This is season 2.
Okay.
Season 2.
Are we ready for a full
man,
season of this?
Just go home. Go ahead and marry that girl, man.
Yeah.
Put a ring on that, man. And,
what are you waiting for?
And quit mid-season. Nobody's making you do this.
No.
I'm just making you do this.
Dude, his podcast with his brother is quickly becoming my favorite podcast.
They're having a good
in the
time.
history
Fantastic.
They're having a good
of
time.
podcasts.
They're just two buddies.
They're having
You guys might get less Joe Rogan takes from me in the future.
They're just.
I
I
think
also
that's
love
okay.
Joe Rogan's podcast.
Please
So
watch.
A lot of people do. Statistically, of course. Someone on this podcast needed to like Joe Rogan, just based on numbers.
Right. We're a
there's-
diverse set of people.
Yeah, there's somebody out there listening to him. There's a lot of somebodies out there.
Quick, have you ever listened to any episode of Joe Rogan's podcast?
He has a lot of diverse takes of people on there. So to say like you're just like nah,
I've listened. I've seen.
silly.
I've seen clips of people that I like.
Yeah.
He's got an
Of course,
animal
yeah,
expert.
That's how the algorithm works.
Yeah. He's got an animal expert that comes on there that I like.
Jesus Christ.
And then there's a handful
Animal
of
expert.
Yeah.
Right.
That is the only thing that crosses the concentric circles of Joe Rogan
Man.
is animal experts. Like there's not even someone with a like diverse take on aliens that
Yeah.
you're like, this hits me.
Honestly, if aliens exist, please just show up and shoot us all. Like
He
I'm
does
done.
have good guests.
He does a very good
My
guest.
problem
He's
is
got
that
great guests.
the great guests have to listen to his takes. Yo, he just be what like, and don't get me wrong, like, hey man, get your money. I'm not even mad at it, honestly.
It works.
If I'm being honest, I'm more mad at like how people listen to him, as if it is God. Like they like no,
Right,
Joe
right,
Rogan,
right.
like that's more my thing. And then him,
I think
kinda-
that's a fair
and
critique.
him leaning into that. But sometimes I forgot who it was. I think he might have been talking to Neil deGrasse Tyson. Somebody very smart, and then he'll throw something out there. It's like, oh man, you wasting this smart person's time with that very silly thing that you believe and you thought you was gonna trick him, and it's like that. That's what he does. So anyway, also, if I may, if we're gonna talk about Joe Rogan, I'm really mad that you call yourself a comedian. If I'm being honest,
That's fair. You're a
that's where-
podcaster now.
Yeah, we saw that special, and I say we. I mean, some of y'all, I didn't, but what I did see the clip, I was like, hey man, you didn't have to do this.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I think he's just at that point where, and a lot of comedians hit this and they react differently to it. You're the most successful you've ever been, wildly successful, and you've lost touch with what made your stand-up
Sure.
good, approachable.
Was he ever good at stand up?
That's also a good question.
I was never a fan, but it wasn't this bad.
Okay.
It was one of those things where you go, comedy's subjective, somebody likes him.
Is that always true for comics? Like you get rich and you really fall off?
Very few people that's not. The only, I mean, Richard Pryor got rich and then got funny. Well, yeah, Richard Pryor got rich, got funny, but he also was like very honest. I feel like Joe Rogan in that type of comedy doesn't have real honesty.
Yeah.
Kevin
just
Hart
like-
is he fallen off?
Well,
as-
I'm contractually not obligated. I'm obligated to not talk about what Kevin Hart is or isn't doing.
I think also there's
I
a
appreciate that. As someone who's had to play that card on this podcast a few times.
There's also times, there's also time that you can't put into stand-up to continue. Stand-up is very much like working out, where it's like if you're not working out, if you're not getting stronger, you're getting weaker.
Sure.
You cannot maintain without doing it. So
Nate, you just schooled yourself on
Yeah.
how to get better at things.
I know it hurts me a lot. There are times where like I'm going, oh, I have not worked a new muscle.
Sure.
I have not really gone up consistently. Like I'm getting worse. But also you
Make
get
sure
to a point
check
where
out
like
Nate's new album.
check
Boy!
yeah. But there's people like Seinfeld where you know you're one of the richest people ever. We know you have one of the most successful TV shows, if not the most successful TV show of all time. So for you to then go up there and be like, what's the deal with Pop-Tarts? There's something about it where it's like, we know that Pop-Tarts don't bother you anymore.
I don't know if that's true.
Or they shouldn't. I think
That's
there's.
the thing is it shouldn't.
I think the more popular you get, the more context people have, and the more expectations they have for you as a comedian. So you
That's
don't
probably
get a
true.
chance to kind of control who you are on stage as much. And I think with Joe Rogan, that was the thing where it's like, no, we kind of know who you are via the podcast, and then you get on stage and it's a very like yelling kind of thing, and we're like, just do the thing where you sit down with somebody. That's what everybody likes.
If I'm being honest, it's like a lot of, and this will be my last take on this because I don't like spending a lot of time on this, but it's like the people that like Joe Rogan like that, who hate on like what they call clapture, or like people just like I agree with you comedy.
Yeah.
You're in Joe Rogan's choir. It's the same thing. You're doing the same thing that you think you hate.
Yeah.
But you like when somebody says the thing you can't say. And it's like, you can say the thing you can't say, but just have a joke with it.
Yeah.
Like, the joke can't be, I said the thing. We're not 3 years old saying, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, that's weird to me. Like, have some respect for yourselves,
Right.
audiences.
We're not saying fart and then
No,
waiting.
nothing's funnier than fart.
No,
We're not
nothing's
gonna
funnier than
disrespect that.
farting.
No, period. Fart in a
Saying-
joke, hilarious.
I
Always funny.
I
And
don't
if
think
you can't
saying
get that,
I don't think saying fart is funny.
Okay, what are
you
we
never
talking
said
about?
fart the right way.
I think there's funnier ways to say fart.
All right.
I think you got to add a little bit of detail.
All right, Mr. Queef, let's go.
If you farted right now, it'd be the funniest thing.
You
that
talking about
happened.
going
Look,
viral?
if I had one in the chamber, I'd
after
let it
saying that
rip.
you don't think farts are funny. If you let out a fart, planned or not,
Bro,
Yeah.
you don't want us to win enough.
I would say just
for
add
me.
a detail to your fart joke.
Can we add a fart in post?
Can we talk about something else?
Yeah,
Sure.
let's go.
What do you?
Drop the bus. There we go. On to the top.
I thought that was real. For a
That
minute.
sounded like somebody used to replace their brake pads.
or a ship horn.
Let's talk college football.
Yeah, let's do that.
One of the things we'll hit real quick. Colorado looks rough.
I told y'all.
A lot of people are not. I think a lot of the magic of Deion is kind of wearing off, and it's been rough. He's gone after the media, specifically CBS.
Y'all burn me for comparing him to what's his name, runner from the Olympics.
Hold on, don't bring it back because you're still wrong.
Yeah, I think you are still.
The metaphor gets better with age. It's
No.
a fine little wine. Keep going. We don't need to derail.
We don't have to go.
We don't
We
have
don't
to
need to
but I
derail.
want-
Go find
we don't
that
have to-
episode.
just
Tell me
need-
I'm wrong.
I just need the people to know that I stand by it, and they know that
Same.
I stand by it. Yeah.
Anyway, I think like a lot of people are surprised by that, and also I think Nebraska looks really good.
They got that man.
They've got
Dylan Riola.
they got the mini Mahomes.
Yeah, they got that man.
Which really bothers me.
That he's so much like Mahomes, like the same haircut,
No,
same warm
that
up.
he was committed to Georgia.
I think he'll come back,
You think so?
bro. Because he probably came in and was like, "You're not playing this year." He's like, "I want to play somewhere," so he'll go there, and then he gonna have his year.
Bro,
Like, hey, let me. Cause
Here's
you can
10
move.
mil to come
Yeah,
to
somebody
Georgia.
gonna hit him with that. I mean, you don't want to be in the. Where's he from? Exactly.
No,
Not
his uncle is the offensive line coach in Nebraska.
That uncle don't even like you like that, man. We got $10 million here in Athens. Pull up, get a Dodge
Anyway.
Charger.
It's good. It is good for college football for Nebraska to be relevant in ways that they haven't since the mid '90s. So I mean, they've had 30 years of
It's been
just
bad.
irrelevancy.
It's been bad.
So,
I want to
it's fun
touch
for
on
them.
the Deion thing. I don't think I picked him to do much. If I'm being honest, I did expect a better showing. But I also don't know how many people like transferred there. I don't know how much the prime effect.
Everybody transferred.
No. But what I'm saying is like how many like quality players did they move from other schools to go there? But I will say it's it's tough watching. I don't think he'll lose any steam because I think that maybe with certain people, but I'm just be honest with you, black people we ride with Prime. That's just what it is. Like you know what I'm saying? Like listen, you're like adult Barney. Like you grew up with you. You're gonna be our friend forever.
Do you think there's a chance that this year doesn't go well and he's like, I don't have the ingredients here that I really want to be successful. My son's gone.
Oh yeah, set me up, Dan.
FSU.
Set me up, Dan. Because we talked about this end of the episode last week. Nobody saw this. I caught it. Hey, man, he going to be like, look, man, either he's going to get out of coaching altogether.
Yeah.
Altogether. He's like, hey, I did my job. I got my son to the NFL. I'm done. I'm rich. I don't need this.
Yeah, I tried it.
Or FSU's going to continue to suck. Colorado's going to continue to not have what he needs, right? He's going to, I think it's like an $8 million payout or something like that if he leaves.
Something that he could pay himself.
Yeah, I don't need that. Here you go. And he's going to go to Florida State and have a chance to, like, build something in the city, like in the state. I absolutely think that's a possibility. I don't think, like, all he has to do is be average this year for Florida State to go, hey, come on home. I don't think he has to get to, I don't think he has to win, have a winning record even. Just get them in close, keep them close in certain games, maybe have a couple upsets, but basically go average. Maybe get to a bowl game would be nice, and then go home. Like, you don't need all that, Here's
the one flaw that if I was his agent or friend, I would sit him down and say, you lose at Colorado, you get to still be Prime. You get to carry some level of momentum. You get to be Barney. That you're still lots of people are still going to rock with you because their expectations were nothing. You go to FSU and suck. Your legacy is tarnished until you win. So
Hey.
Steve Sarkisian now at Texas looks like the next great one.
Sure.
At USC, he looked like he was going to burn out and never see a head coaching job again.
Well, he was down bad out there.
Yeah.
So to stay on Prime, I do want to get to Sark, but to stay on Prime,
Yeah.
there is risk in going to FSU and not winning.
Oh, for sure. The thing that he has to help him with that risk is, listen, I've never been this, but I've heard people talk about it. When you come from nothing, right, and you get enough, and he has more than enough.
For sure.
You could take a lot of risk. Because, what y'all going to be mad at me forever? I'm Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Your kids are still buying my shoes. I'm still probably getting streams off. Must be the money. I've been to the mountaintop. Sure, it's gonna hurt my ego that I didn't win, whatever, right? If I didn't win in Colorado, if I didn't win at FSU, whatever. But you have that. I did it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I'll go there and try it. Why not? And I think they will let him be Prime there.
I would agree with that.
Because they're a failed program right now. So it's like, yo, I don't care what you do. Bring that energy, bring that excitement to a bigger situation. Yeah.
Yeah, I think also, even if he fails there, he'll be okay because, there's certain people...
At FSU, for clarity.
Yeah, at FSU. If wherever he goes next, if he goes anywhere next and fails there, he's still going to be fine. And because plenty of people have recovered from bad coaching careers.
Well, now, see, that's where I'm... Plenty of white people have recovered. And this is true.
But I'm saying in the sense of,
this is true.
But nobody ever brings up, Dick Vitale as a coach.
I know, but are you hearing what I'm saying?
I am, but I'm just trying to give an example of what I'm thinking of. If you become a personality,
yeah, he can always do that. He's been that.
Yes,
yeah,
He could be Pat McAfee in the sense of you have a mediocre professional career,
yeah,
and you still get to be the media darling that you were even when he was playing and after. I mean, I think that's a fair take. It's to your point. You guys are both making the same point. Is Prime has enough. He can do whatever he wants before or after success, before or after failure. Mm-hmm. So I think that's fair. I think, does he want to... I think the question for any coach is, do you want it that bad? Because this thing, if you have enough, and you didn't train under... because I think... I'm going to get on, a Saban bandwagon for a second.
Ooh, okay.
I think I would never have put Saban as the greatest of all time until watching what happened with Sark. Kirby Smart was always a great coach, and he got to learn underneath Saban.
Sure.
But like, there was always a question in my mind of like, how great was Saban versus how great were his coordinators that he put in the right seats on the bus. Which that is what a good coach does.
Absolutely.
Is find good talent. But the way he works and how hard he goes, I think is what now we see at Texas, where a bad coach became potentially the best coach in the SEC this year.
Ooh, another hot take.
I mean, that team looks
Texas
like Ohio
tried to-
State.
Texas looks good.
Ohio State 2 years ago, where they have a few Achilles heels, where like they could get caught in the playoffs, but they will be in I think they will be in the national championship.
So real quick, who's Texas played already?
They blew out Michigan, last
They did
week.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I saw it.
blew out Michigan.
blew out
Now,
Michigan.
Michigan
At
may or
Michigan.
may not be a good team this year.
I don't think they're good at all.
They also lost the guy that was spying for him.
People say that, okay.
You
this
could
is,
because
this
you
is
look.
where this is where you need to get off the Nate, because Nate, you and Nate have been
Hold
aligned.
on,
You need to get off
because
the
there
Nate
are
bandwagon.
real numbers to Michigan winning with that guy and without that guy.
Please share 'em.
Absolutely.
While you while you find them.
Yeah, so Texas also is going to pick up plenty of momentum because they're playing UTSA next week,
Win.
Louisiana Monroe,
Win.
Mississippi State,
Win.
Then Georgia.
and then on the 12th is the Red River Rivalry.
Oh, they have Oklahoma before Georgia.
They have Oklahoma, and then so then they go Oklahoma, Georgia,
At home.
Vandy, Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky,
Florida sucks.
A&M.
The only games they could potentially lose is to Oklahoma, but they're not. I think the spread there is like 14.5. And the Georgia spread's going to be like they're going to be like a 2-point underdog to Georgia, which is stupid.
Yeah.
It just is going to be the like Vegas bias.
I just want to see them play smack you in the mouth SEC team.
Bro, they look physical.
I'm not
and
saying
mean,
that they're not,
dude.
but I'm not saying that they're not good. I'm just saying we've seen a lot of teams look good
Sure.
until they came and, and ran into
the other team that looks like this right now, that if I was putting $100 on a team to win the national championship and trying to get the best value for my money,
Okay.
listen to me.
Uh-oh.
You may win $2,200 as of yesterday.
But listen to Dan.
Tennessee. That team
They look
also
good. They look good.
looks good.
They look good.
And so now, like, they're going to beat Alabama by 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
And Alabama's going to be down bad
3
after
touchdowns
that
is
game
significant.
because that offense looks good. If they don't turn the ball over, if I can't pronounce his last name, if their quarterback doesn't have multiple interceptions in that game, they do win by 3 touchdowns. If they have multiple
touchdowns is
interceptions, it could be closer.
That's huge.
Here's a question. Does losing to Northern Illinois eliminate you from the playoffs, or should it?
Absolutely, it does.
Because a lot of people are saying with this 12-team playoff, Notre Dame could sneak their way back into the top 12.
Not a chance the
'Cause
committee
they-
puts them in.
Because they
They're not
dropped.
going to get a not large. They have to win the ACC now.
They dropped to 15th maybe?
Now, if they win the ACC,
There's a
they're
shot.
in. They're in.
I don't know what we got to do as a country to stop this Notre Dame propaganda.
Dude, how many times have we bought into
Why
this?
do we, I never bought into Notre
yeah.
Dame. Yeah, I don't think you ever bought
No,
into
I've
Notre Dame.
never bought
I
into
feel like
it.
anybody who watches goes, I don't think they got it. I don't know why. I don't know what deal they made back
I know
in
exactly what it is.
1905.
It's because nobody's honest about how bad of a movie Rudy is, and that's where it really starts.
Boy, you be so close.
If
Why
we
is
were,
Rudy a bad movie?
because
great
it's a
movie.
dishonest movie.
Why is
It's
it
literally a movie about an unathletic person. That's all it is.
It's a movie about you.
I
Yeah.
knew. I was like, Dan's about to.
Yeah,
That's
set
fine.
him
You
up.
don't make a movie about me. I'm bad at sports. Do
Haven't
not
you
make a
talked
sports
about you
movie
just
about
like
me.
Rudy before in the show?
The comment section is blowing up right now with people that hate your take on
Do
Rudy.
not make a sports movie about me because I'm a bad athlete. It's that simple.
No, you're
also,
a-
he was offsides. Also, he got he literally has one more career tackle than I do. Why did we make a movie about him?
That's like saying
'Cause it's the
that's like
story
saying
leading
you
up
looking
to
at
it.
a comic that doesn't have a special. Be like, he has one more special than I do. What does he have more than I do?
Anybody could though. You're not gonna make a movie about him.
It's
You're not
just-
gonna.
You don't value storytelling. The
No.
fact that
Also,
underdog.
most of that story is fake.
I said story. I said it's not a documentary. I said a story.
Thank you.
Not a
It's not
documentary.
30 for 30. Chill
The
out.
only good thing about that is that it put Sean Astin out there,
Bro, if you- let's
and
say you
John
made it as a
and,
comic,
and
like huge.
John Favreau and Vince Vaughn
Let's
got
say you
together.
made it huge as a comic, right?
Okay.
Do you want somebody who look like you to play you? No, you want that Chalamet boy or whoever. That's who you gonna want. You gonna want a Chalamet. You're not gonna want some. You're not gonna want some you to play you. And you're like, this is not realistic. Go find a me out there. Nah, man, like, man, give me
Chalamet.
give me a Chalamet.
Man, if they, I
He
just want
smiled
to see.
thinking about it.
I just know because now I just want to see Timothy Chalamet play me.
You do.
Not in like a this is gonna be good way, because I think
a great actor.
it would be a disaster.
Why?
Because my life is not entertaining.
Hey, man, when
and
The
I'm
Blind
okay
Side
to admit
came out-
that.
Dude, I could
Who
see
played-
Timothy Chalamet sitting with a hoodie, eating Cheetos out of the hoodie.
Chalamet right now, he probably like, man, just bro, I could give me 3 months. I'm gonna buy a bunch of Subway sandwiches, eat a bunch of Cheetos. I could be Nate. I can tell this story. You just gotta have the right person to write the story.
I'm
And it should
I'm
be a
saying,
good story.
but that's where when you go, how are we all buying into it? Y'all just bought into step 1 of the Notre Dame propaganda.
Which is what?
That's that Rudy is a good sports movie.
No, it is a great sports movie.
Okay, so
Notre
now
Dame
now
is a trash team. My
But-
whole life.
but
I
you
love
go
draft
from
day,
there.
and I don't think Cleveland's going to be good this year.
See how we
that's
did that?
because
You see
you've been able to separate
we can
those
do that
two.
with Notre Dame too.
You haven't.
I,
Notre Dame
have.
I love Moneyball, and I don't think the Athletics are going to be good this year.
Dan rattling them off right now.
because it's different.
no, it's not.
Because Moneyball is not about the athletics. Rudy worships Notre Dame. Billy Bean does not worship the athletics. He worships baseball.
Notre Dame-
Draft day is about
Well, okay,
the process of
this-
drafting. It's not about a team having this prestigious, untouchable brand.
This is, but
it's
you're
literally a story of the little engine that could. And you're
you're-
like, what a stupid story.
I think it's a very dumb
you're
story.
you
Make-
have an anti-bias to Notre Dame just because you've not. It's like the same as Nebraska. People are like, who cares if Nebraska is good? Well, a lot of people cared that Nebraska was like Nebraska, Notre Dame. Like these are brands in the football world that supersede Alabama. They supersede
yeah.
the ones that we now kind of have put up on the pedestal. They supersede Georgia. They are a brand that people wear when you live across the country and you're just like, hey, I'm choosing a team. They're one of the teams that you root for. And also their religious alignment also plays a piece here where people literally go there because of how they grew up. And I'm not here nor there about that. I'm just saying like there is a love for this
Bro,
university based off
Just
of
make
that.
movies about good athletes.
Nah, it ain't gotta be. Just tell good stories. You don't have to. You want documentaries.
I don't want documentaries.
You sound like you want documentaries.
I don't want a sports movie where he's in community college for half of it. I went to community college. It's not a good thing to
Why
go
you
to.
mad people have the same life you have, but yet do more with it?
But
Why
don't
you mad
don't
at
you
that?
don't have to make a movie about it.
Some because you can. It's a
I
common
was
touch.
in there
How are
looking
you not in
around
touch
going, this
with
is
the
not a
common
good
man?
movie. Don't make a movie
Because
about
you're
this.
like this too in touch with the common man. I
If
don't
they
like
made a
this.
movie about me, I'm going, do not bring up my time at Gainesville State.
Why can't?
But
here's-
Rudy is like, we got to fill out the story because
No,
there's
here's why
nothing
this
to
is-
it.
he
has one
I haven't done
tackle.
this in a while, but here's why this
We
got to
fill out a 2-hour movie with one tackle.
You think the subject determines how good the movie can be, right? Yet one of your favorite TV shows is Community.
Yeah.
About a community college.
Yeah.
And yet they
That's
said,
funny.
Let's take no, but all they did take
It's-
boring stories.
it's
and
outrageous.
Right. What? How?
This
What do you think Rudy is?
This makes so
to
much
your
sense.
But
point.
Rudy's not trying to be out.
You don't know
Rudy's
what it's
taking
trying to be.
itself
You wasn't there when it was
serious.
right.
This makes so much sense to me now. Which camera am I looking at? I'm gonna look at this one.
Yeah.
This makes so
Look
much.
at that.
This makes so much sense to me now. Why? You have every right to have like frustration about this country and like question it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love that. Paula.
Caveat.
Hey, just let you know. I'm about to say-
But now this makes sense of why you literally hate a movie about a blue collar, like iron worker
Right.
who dreams of going to a college and gets a standing ovation and literally
that
had
didn't even happen.
in the movie
In the
it did
movie,
happen.
and we're talking about a movie. Which
So
is written
I don't
by a
have.
why is
person.
this
but here's
so
the,
hard?
So here's the thing.
Documentary.
I don't. If you're saying that I have to respect him because he's blue collar, and because of all this happened, that
It's
didn't
just
exist. So I don't have to respect
It's
a
just
fictional thing.
It's an inspiring story. It's like watching Remember the Titans and watching the white quarterback like the speech when Denzel says you got to go in. I had 12 brothers and sisters, and he goes in and he flips the guy over his shoulder, and you're like, that's inspiring.
Yeah.
Rudy is Lord of the Rings. That was your best comparison. It is fictional. It's fantasy.
Agreed. So is Remember the Titans to a degree.
Yeah,
like that is a true
I have
story.
my own. I have my own
issue
issues with Remember the Titans.
Good, but it's from Georgia, I think. But the point is no, it's not from Georgia.
It's Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Disney downplayed how talented that team was. They crushed everybody.
Make a documentary.
They literally
No,
here's
stop.
no,
You
no,
make documentaries.
No, because
you don't get to make
hold on,
movies.
because here's what bugs me. Here's what bugs me
Nerd.
is that everybody's like Rudy is great, and they bolstered Rudy, and then they took Remember the Titans and they made them worse. And now I'm supposed to
tell the story.
You can tell
It
the
is
story.
not a documentary.
You can tell the story without making these a bunch of talented bums.
ever made a movie?
They were incredible.
You ever made a movie?
People want hardships.
Hey,
Alright.
bro, I'm gonna be real.
If you want,
ahead.
there's plenty of movies with hard.
you like the movie Miracle?
I am pointing out.
I
pulled up
I've
Forbes
seen that one.
top 42 greatest sports movies of all time.
Okay.
Rudy's not even on it. So you're saying that everyone loves Rudy so much. It's
not
not
even
even on the top 42
Look,
sports
I
movies.
have gone
I
on
didn't
the
know
internet.
There's more than 42 sports movies.
I'll be honest. I don't know if I could name 42 sports movies.
you could.
That's a lot.
You definitely could.
Well, it depends on what.
You know what number 42 is? 42.
42.
That was a gimme.
That was a gimme. Whoever made the list made it a gimme.
It's a gimme, but also it should be higher.
42? Nah.
It's better than 42.
It's kind of like a Remember the Titans knockoff, to be honest with you. Kind of same tonality.
I will say
same
the
Jackie
movements.
Robinson story is the best Jackie Robinson movie because Jackie Robinson played Jackie Robinson. Bring that
Fair.
stuff back.
Fair.
He played himself.
Fair.
Nobody's doing that no more. Bring that back. Stetson Bennett should be in the Stetson Bennett movie when it comes out. You
And
gonna
he'll hate that movie too.
Yeah, you'll hate it because when it comes out,
Timothée
he's not
Chalamet
gonna-
will play
It
Stetson
won't be.
Bennett.
It won't. It probably will be, but it'll probably. Honestly, though, I probably end up making it like whoever the dude's playing John Reacher or somebody, some huge dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
And they'll make him win a Super Bowl, and I'm supposed to be like, this is inspiring to watch a fictional take.
What does inspire you? This is what inspires you.
I like real stories.
What inspires you?
What inspires
Give
me?
me
Yeah, a
movie.
real story. What's something?
Specifically a movie.
When's the last time you cried watching something?
Oh, I have turned into a that's way too easy.
Dang.
What's-
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No,
What?
man.
What movie inspires you?
That's real.
No, what movie
Anything.
inspires you?
When I watch Mighty Ducks, I want to buy skates and go and
Bro, I
skate.
brought rollerblades when I saw Mighty Ducks. I turned my ankle when I was 12 years old, jumping off the joint, thinking I could be like them kids. That's inspiration.
I did that quack chant all the time.
Well,
Oh,
I still do the
yeah.
quack chant. Ducks fly together,
drop,
baby.
drop in the chat your favorite sports movie.
Yeah, but what inspires you? Exactly. You live an uninspired life.
Trying to think.
So inspiration bothers you because you're like, what are you guys doing? Moving along.
Just be accurate. If you're gonna,
No,
because
no, no,
if I'm
I
going
need to
into
know
a
that-
movie
Why is he not answering
expecting
the
a real
question?
story,
Your expectations ruin your
Our
reality. I want you
child
to know
said,
that.
Nate, who didn't believe in you when you
Thank
really
you.
needed them to? Somebody
Thank
give
you.
him a hug.
Thank you.
what does that have to do with how much Rudy sucks?
Everything. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you,
He
Dan.
needs
Yeah,
that.
it's healing.
He needs that. No, you still. What
Actually,
inspires you?
now that I've had a hug, I'm super inspired by an unathletic bench warmer that got one career tackle.
I think you're
Man.
mad that all these people in these movies live the life you didn't get.
I'm
to
inspired
live.
that he
You're
went
like,
to
that would
community
never
college.
happen to me.
That he was a bad
what it
student.
is. That's what
Not
it is.
fair
That
that
he watched.
this-
You
That he
watched.
was fake
what's the-
carried off.
what's-
All of his teammates hated him.
What's the Christmas movie with the train
Oh,
where they go to the
Polar
North
Express?
Polar?
Polar
You
Express.
watch the Polar Express, you're like, not real.
Yeah, what do you?
I would say that if the Polar Express was like, hey, by the way, we're telling this incredibly accurate story about a train, and then all of a sudden the train goes on ice, and you're like, I don't know if this is.
This is also why this.
It
is
would literally
weird.
be like if Chitty Chitty Bang Bang they tried to say was about the invention of the car. It's not. It's about a car that flies.
No, it's not. It's a
Every one of your
critique on
jokes-
social society
Is
in the
every one
South.
of your jokes 100% accurate?
No, there's creative liberties.
Yeah, you're so much more whimsical and silly on stage, but on this podcast,
Yeah, you become Ken Burns or something.
But
Get outta
nobody's
here.
showing up to my stand-up wanting a TED Talk. There's different things.
That
You
no one
sh-
showed up to a movie to
I
watch.
did- yeah.
You
watch
show up to Rudy wanting a true story,
No, you did,
and
that's
all
why
of
your
his
life is
team,
No,
miserable.
all of his teammates
There's a
hated
key
him.
word before true story.
based.
Thank you.
So
Based
here's the question: if they made a movie about this podcast
Yeah.
and it only focused on me, everybody would go, That's the fourth worst person on that team.
And that's-
Why are you making
that's
a
not
movie
true.
about him?
I had word
Because
issues
you,
earlier.
Because you want to see people rise. You don't
Yeah.
want to make a movie about David Perdue who's just chill and cool.
Yeah, I'll
You
be a
do,
boring-
though.
No, you don't.
You want
That's-
the best
This
characters
is why
out
you couldn't
there.
sell a movie in Hollywood if you tried
You
right now.
Nobody gives a shit about. That's why Superman almost tanked comics because he was too good.
Talk about it.
You gotta have it. So that's why the movie would be based on you because
100%.
you would be seeing everyone else in the show
If
doing
tension-
well.
If you base a movie off of me, I'm gonna make it real and gritty, and nobody's gonna like it. And that's
well, that's
fine.
why you're not
I would-
writing the movie.
I would
Exactly.
much rather a movie about me do terrible and be accurate
No.
than be Rudy.
You know, you
No,
could just make a documentary.
There's one thing about you that makes you an undocumentary-able person.
Okay.
It's because I sleep in.
No, it's Libby.
Yeah.
She would- she
The
would-
documentary version of you like works 2 jobs, rides the bus,
Yeah,
like
truly.
does open mics every single night, and like
You're
and
rude.
like literally ends up being 55 in the same pattern, and then all of a sudden you pop. That's your documentary. That's your Rudy story.
Yeah.
But yeah, Libby
And
makes
it's
you
not real.
makes you unrelatable
right,
because most people
He
would
didn't
say
get
like
carried
that's
off. He didn't get
ridiculous.
carried off
Here's
the
the real
field
thing.
either.
Let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Who we're casting in the 4th and 10 movie?
This is a good question.
My first thing. Damon is Kevin Hart.
100%.
1,000%.
100%.
And we
Sorry,
can only
David,
say
I'm
that
afraid.
without him being here.
Yeah. I'm about to say, sorry.
So because
Does
there's
he not? Would he not
well,
like that?
there's just a lot of people come up to him after shows
Yeah, he
and
gets it
tell
too
him
much.
that, and it's just like, it's like, dude, does he remind you of Kevin Hart, or is he just high energy and black?
Yeah.
And that's where it's like there is some truth to
He
it.
has the same. He has a very similar energy
Yeah.
around like the way people want to like him.
I think it's the
Yes.
way people say it, and you're just like,
For sure.
I don't trust how
Yeah.
you made that connection.
Yeah, that's too easy. Yeah. Give me-
So,
Okay.
but yes,
His energy is very
yeah,
similar.
but also not wrong.
Yeah.
Not always,
no.
not always wrong.
That's a fact.
Yeah, Dan either gets the Hot Ones guy or who is the Scottish guy from Harry Potter? We've talked about that. Who aged so much worse than you, by the way.
Thank you.
Because he's our age, and I saw him the other day, and I was like,
Who are you talking about?
I think J.K. Rowling
Are
named
we
him.
pulling
so
this up on the screen? Because I think we should do.
I think
Who
his
is
name
it?
like Kilt.
I don't know
Nick
who the Hot
Scotty
Ones
or
guy
something.
is.
Oh, the dude who does Hot Ones?
I mean, I've seen the show, but I can't like picture him.
Sean. It's
Sean
honestly
Evans.
just kind of a reddish beard and bald
Oh, okay. Okay.
and
Alright.
conversation.
Sean never want to get into acting. I can see it.
I can
Oh,
see
this
it.
is
I
this
can
is
see
the
it.
Hot Ones guy.
Okay.
There's
Sean Evans.
That's me cold plunging
But
running.
he doesn't have the energy. He's too.
no,
Yeah,
no,
he's
no.
way too chill.
It's just a profile. Like if you
Right,
needed a
right.
stunt double.
Who's the guy from?
Seamus Finnegan from the movie.
Oh, it's so much more offensive than I thought.
That was his movie name?
Seamus Finnegan.
I don't like that.
That guy.
That felt weird.
Oh, this kid.
Yeah.
We have current pictures?
There's like there.
Jesus Christ! Look at this.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
What?
It says who's the Down syndrome kid in the movie.
Hey, yo.
There was
Like, Seamus didn't deserve.
there was a point in our like aging worlds where we did look
Yeah.
somewhat similar.
Yeah, Joe's dying over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But no,
nah,
he got
You did
So
better.
then you go on the internet and you're like, fuck. Why are people like this?
the internet's so mean.
Okay, so
Yeah,
this
you
is
did
our
much
little
better.
side by side. I
Yeah.
guess.
No, like I said, Hollywood hit him.
He
Yeah.
does look
He
like
did not
he would
hit back.
have the fire energy of Dan, though.
Right. I think he can bring the passion.
All right.
Okay, him staying at Harry Potter World with a wand. That's something if I was in that movie, you could never pay me to do. That's like going to your like
You're saying you would like Harry Potter less if you were in the Harry Potter movies?
probably.
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
That's he was there a long
I'm down
time.
with Devin Murray.
I was about to
as
say, if
Dan.
I was in a Batman movie, I'm wearing
Okay.
a Batman suit
All
every
right,
day.
all right. I do love this. Okay, so Nate. I mean Nate or whatever Chalamet dude.
Timothy Chalamet, that's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Timothy
he
Chalamet
just has to.
going into training to
He
be
just
me.
has to do a supersize me for about 6 months.
Yeah.
I say
But
put
they
him
do
in.
wonderful things with CGI these days.
But
Yeah,
you do.
or just
you
put him
do
in a
have
pantsuit
just
like
to
the
be
whale.
clear. You do have a very similar like bone structure and profile.
That's
we
the
we
nicest
just need
thing
to
you've
get
about
ever
to
you
said.
say,
something.
you
I
make
think
his
it-
head big now.
That's very untrue, but I
Let me
appreciate that.
pull this up here so we'll
I
get
think
this.
I don't think I have anything in common with him.
I do.
Yeah, you can be.
Yeah, this is
young Chalamet.
this is Nate here.
Yeah, this is gonna be Nate. This movie again is about Nate. We're
Yeah.
casting the
Dude, you're gonna hate
The
the
Nathan
Bob
Dillon
Dylan.
story.
You're gonna hate
I-
the Bob Dylan documentary that he plays in.
Yeah,
I have been. I had a friend did tell me one
The
time.
King is a great film if you haven't seen it.
I've not seen
I
it.
haven't.
All right.
All right, wait, David, what's that?
Who am I gonna be? Let me see.
What's that lesbian
Corey
you look
from
like?
Corey. You said who?
What's the lesbian you look like? The comics?
Same.
Sam J.
Keenan Peele is.
You mean Keenan Thompson?
Yeah,
Keenan Thompson.
Keenan Thompson.
Corey from
Sorry.
Corey in the House. These are the ones I get.
Yeah,
Corey from Corey in the House. I don't know if he's still active as an actor. I forgot his name.
I think
too.
he's in jail.
All right.
I don't know.
He's gonna have a good
Okay,
comeback
yeah.
story. Yeah. Now let me be Corey from Corey in the House.
We want to give Corey a
come back and play me.
Is he going to be our
This your
RDJ?
comeback- This your comeback. Yeah. This your RDJ moment.
This is your Iron
Come
Man,
back and be
Corey.
in the 4th and 10 universe.
Okay, actually, can we end with that real quick? How do you feel about Iron Man coming back as whatever?
As Doctor Doom?
Doom.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's incredibly lazy.
I knew he was gonna.
I think it's I think Robert Downey Jr. is a phenomenal actor. I think
Favorite
it's
dude
very
in the
lazy
house.
storytelling.
Isn't that true to the comics though? That like there is some overlap between Iron Man and Doctor Doom in the comics.
There is a world where Tony Stark is a villain,
Right.
but I
Not
think
named Doctor Doom.
yeah.
No, there is a universe where Tony Stark is Doctor Doom.
I just
Right,
think
that's what I thought.
I just think the more entertaining version of Doctor Doom is not that. I don't think we've seen a good version of Doctor Doom, and I think bringing RDJ back was just for headlines, and it's because they didn't have anything else to do after the Kang guy got canceled. And they were just like, we're panicking.
Oh, is he supposed to be Doctor Doom?
Basically, the next movie was supposed to be Kang, and it was supposed to be like the Kang Dynasty and all that kind of stuff. And then Jonathan Majors had some public issues. And
Wait, why do you do Deshaun Watson the way you do, and then you just did him that way?
Oh, because I don't know what he's been.
He beat the crap out of a woman.
There is video evidence of him like brutally beating a woman.
Yeah.
So then Jonathan Majors
I didn't
beats.
see
Yeah,
the video.
it's really bad.
It's
I'll
so
be
bad.
honest, I was off the joint when I heard the tape. He said, I need a Coretta Scott King.
Yeah.
And I was like, my man,
He's
calm down.
He's committed crimes, and then he's also said
Weirdo.
very weird things. So the MCU was like, forget him.
Hey, we should have knew he was weird, man. That's my fault, America. We should have knew. That man was going on.
He was a good. No. He was a great actor.
No, he's an incredible actor. When I saw that movie, there's a great movie called Last Black Man in San Francisco, and I saw it in theater. I said, "Oh, this dude be acting." And then all his interviews after that, he would take that little little mug with him on interviews, and all his pictures. He had like a mug, but it was we have a Moscow Mule here, like one of those.
Oh.
And he would be in interviews, and he'd have like a story behind it. And everybody's like, "Wow, what a story!" And I was like, "Nah, that's weirdo behavior. That's weirdo behavior." See, he's every picture. He just had this. And this is okay. This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna hip y'all to what's going on. All right, Jonathan Majors, to a lot of people, dropped the ball. They're like, "What happened?" All this other stuff. You ask a certain amount of black people. There were moments we was like, "Man, it's that different type of energy. It's that same. It's the Noah Lyles-esque. I'm not saying.
Oh,
So meaning
okay.
people think he's cool,
Yeah.
but a lot of people are like, man, I know who you used to be though. You coming off, you a weirdo.
Also, Noah Lyles has not committed any crimes.
No, Noah
by the
Lyles is
way.
great. He got a black.
He's
great.
he's a good person.
Yeah, he's a
he's
good
just
person.
a weirdo.
But no,
and
there's
he's annoying.
truth be told. So we was like, oh, he's weird. There's a clip out, and I don't know if we probably can't play. I'll probably just have to show it afterwards. But he's in an interview, Noah Lyles, and he starts it by saying, "Yeah, I was in a cult when I was a kid." And then there was a bunch of people like, "Oh," and then, so I knew I wasn't wrong. That's what I'm saying. There are signs that I feel like white people don't always pick up on because y'all like, "Man, that's a good dude. I like him." And black people like, "Sure." But also,
I also
hey,
saw
he not regularly at the barbershop.
the guy who plays. He's in New Orleans now. He was in Detroit. I'm blanking on his name.
Okay.
That's big into anime.
Yeah, Williams something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He invited out a high school's anime club
Yes.
to sit in box seats by the
Yes.
field and like brought him out to like throw the foot. And I was like, oh, that's who Lyles thinks he is.
Exactly. You're getting it.
Like-
That's who he thinks he is.
That's who he thinks he is.
Yeah. Like he's
These kids like their eyes like, and he's he's dapping them all up.
Yes.
He's talking and like to bring out an anime club to a football game.
Yes. It's
Honestly,
levels
it's
to this.
hilarious.
You just gotta trust black people's spider sense. That's all I'm saying. You gotta trust our spider sense. I'll show you. Yo, when he said I used to be in a cult, I was like, bingo. I got it.
I do love. We talked about Abbott Elementary the other day, but I love one of the lines from Abbott Elementary. I forget what's the principal's. Anyways, but she just says.
Oh.
Something. She just says something after they meet, like
Janelle James, a great.
Yeah,
Janelle.
she's
Shout
so
out to
good.
Janelle.
Phenomenal.
She meets like a new character, and she goes, "I forgot black people can be nerds," and it just cuts
Yeah.
to Quinta.
Yes.
All right, so who plays Joel now
Oh.
in this 4th and 10 movie? Because
Who plays
is it a
Joel?
cinematic universe?
I get a lot of. I used to get a lot of Culkin brothers because of the.
I can see Kieran.
I can see
Also, I
yeah.
can see the.
not Macaulay. You're no
No,
Macaulay.
you're not
No,
Macaulay.
no.
You are a
He's
Kieran.
weird, right?
Yeah,
Kieran's cool.
Kieran's on.
All right.
Yeah.
Kieran.
I can see a very Romanesque Kieran Culkin making fun of Timothy Chalamet after he gains 80 to
There we
90
go.
to 150
Yeah, that's a
pounds.
good. I
What's
think that's a
what's
good
his
theory,
name
too.
from the Moneyball guy? You don't look the same, but like
Jonah Hill.
Jonah
Everybody-
Hill.
everybody-
You have kind of Jonah Hill energy, like funny Jonah Hill energy.
Oh, I thought you meant for me. Everybody does that to me.
I can
No.
see Jonah Hill as the producer, especially if his whole job is to shit on Timothy Chalamet. That'd be a good.
That could
pairing,
work.
actually.
That could work. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah,
I like
like the
Jonah Hill.
one-liner, like
Yeah.
the quick zippy like one-liner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's real funny.
Absolutely.
John Glasgow, late to the party, said good morning. Did
What's up,
get the
John?
notifications and he missed everything.
Hit
Oh,
the bell,
no.
John.
Yeah.
Go back and watch.
Sometimes he misses. Sometimes
It's
he
okay,
doesn't.
John.
Also sounds
We'll
like
let
a
you
you
miss one.
issue.
No, I'm playing.
Thanks
But
for
don't
listening
let-
every week, John.
Don't let it happen
They-
again, John.
I need to log in and see how my fantasy football team did, but I think that's all the time we got.
Yeah.
That is. I beat David. That's how my fantasy football team did.
Boy, I should
Uh,
listen to my brother. I should have started my man from
you did. David left about 50 points on the bench.
Left Too Many.
All right, that's it, y'all. That's our entire episode. We started with some of the worst people in the world, and we ended with an also terrible person. So, full circle. My name is Nathan Owens. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, at Nathan Owens Comedy or NathanOwensComedy.com, and keep an eye out for my name retracted. We're not doing it yet, but my album is coming out this year. Special's coming out. We're aiming for a late December release. Patrons, though, you get it the second that I have it. So once it is complete, it is going up on Patreon. You get a free preview of
Become
it.
a patron now.
Become a patron now. It's just $1. It's just $1, and you get a free preview episode, all that kind of stuff. Also subscribe, $1,000. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me start by saying this guy right here is giving away $1,000
$1,000.
if you subscribe to our podcast. All right. This is.
I was gonna make it an us thing, but that's fine.
I think we all,
You said it was you,
they know.
but it can be us thing. Either way, this
Sure.
podcast is giving you $1,000.
We can do the Rudy thing.
I was trying
I'm
to-
giving away $1,000.
I thought
He's
you said it
giving, well,
earlier.
Dan's giving away $1,000. Nate's giving away 1,000 Libby bucks.
1,000
1,000
Libby
Libby
bucks.
bucks.
1,000
Either way,
Libby-
you
We'll
got a
match.
chance to win
We're gonna
$1,000.
match.
We're gonna
If you
match.
follow and subscribe right now to our podcast, but don't just do that. Follow us on all socials and all this other stuff. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at doordie. It's at DUEORDIE.
At Dan Dunk, I have some political takes that I might do in the cold plunge later.
Boy, I cannot wait.
I have to edit it.
That's why I cannot wait.
The ones you see are the ones that I go, this won't